Did you just see what we just saw? Did you
I
witness it?
saw
As
what you
we
saw.
did Barrett Brooks and Ray Didinger. This is Nissan in-game live. Let me just check that on the screen. 28-0 in favor of your Philadelphia Eagles. An unmitigated beatdown of the New York Giants. How about 2012 to time of possession to 9:48? Let us give the Hall of Famer, Barrett, since this is his first week back. Raymondo. In 2 seconds. No, okay, I'll give you 10 seconds.
He's been slacking for all season. He's slacking.
I know he has. With the yellow legal pad on the couch, Ray, your impressions of this game in which Jalen Hurts looks great, the defense looks great, the Giants look bad. Tell us, my friend.
You pretty well covered it there, Mike. I didn't expect this. I didn't expect I expected it to be more competitive. Based on how well the Giants played in Minnesota last week, I thought the Giants – they were coming off their best game. I expected to come in here and give the Eagles a battle. I thought the Eagles would win, but I didn't expect a 28-0 first half. But hey, listen, give the Eagles credit. I mean, you cannot play much better on either side of the ball than the Eagles have in the first half. I'll tell you one of the things that makes me feel good is that Miles Sanders really looks good. And, I really thought that the last 3-4 games, they were talking about the fact that he had a little bit of a knee problem. And he really didn't look like himself after getting off to the great start this year. But, boy, he looks like he's in top form. I mean, the first half here, he had 75 yards in the first half here, averaged 5.8 yards per carry, and really looked good. I mean, we could talk for hours about who's played well in the first half. The fact is they all did. But the two guys that jump out of me, obviously, is Jalen Hurts, who has had a very good first half here. Starts off with a long completion on Devontae Smith and then just goes from there. But I think that Miles Sanders, to me, really, really looked good in this first half.
Barrett, who's your guy? What do you think of this first half?
Well, man, I have to go to the trenches. I mean, they've played so well in the trenches. I mean, I'm ecstatic. They controlled the line of scrimmage, which meant they controlled the clock, time of possession. I mean, look at Saquon Barkley, 4 rushes for 7 yards. That's it right there. That's it in a nutshell. They're controlling the line of scrimmage, stopping the run, and the secondary is playing well also.
It sure is. The secondary is playing great. And what I like on the offensive side of the ball, you look at Jalen Hurts' numbers, 12 of 17, 118 yards, 2 touchdowns, a passer rating of 129 even. At one point, he had a passer rating of 158.3, which statistically is the highest you can get in football. Your thoughts, Barrett, on Jalen Hurts, what you saw, not just from him, but the way they used him.
Well, they're using him in the same offense, but one thing I am seeing, he's making sure that he's making himself available for next week. He's making the right decisions. He's getting down, stop, drop, and roll. We don't need any heroics. He's getting the ball, executing the offense, and he's handing the ball off when he's supposed to hand it off. He's only run the ball, 3 times? And, as far as the run pass option that I've seen, that he put himself in a little bit of danger, just 2 or 3 times in which, he had to stop and get down. Other than that, I mean, he's playing at a high level. So I love the fact how they're using him. They're using the way they're supposed to use him. But the big thing is they're running the ball consistently.
And you're talking about RPOs with regard to Hurts. He actually ran the ball 8 times for 30 yards, 3.8 yards per carry. But the bottom line is he stays healthy. In fact, he took on his initial run, I believe, he took a hit. He went down, and he kind of, as he ran back to the huddle, he faced his own sideline. He kind of went like that, looked at the sideline as if to say, I'm okay, and I can do more of this, which he did. How about Ray, the wide receivers, and Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown, and Goddard? Dallas Goddard's not a wide receiver, but, man, he plays like one.
Plays like one, yeah. We thought that the Eagles had some good matchups in the secondary. Their receivers against the Giants' defensive backs who aren't great. Adoree Jackson's the best of them. Fabian Moreau can be victimized. Devontae Smith's kind of had his way with him.
I like that, victimized.
Yeah, Xavier McKinney did not play the first game because he had a hand injury, and he came back, and I thought that he was going to help him a lot, and I thought he was actually going to draw the Goddard matchup most of the day. But it looks to me like the Eagles can get guys open whenever they want to against this defense. We haven't mentioned another player who had a terrific first half is Hassan Reddick.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got 1.5 sacks already. and he's had like 2 or 3 other plays where he flushed Daniel Jones out of the pocket. He's had pressure all the time, and it looks to me like he's pretty much having his way with the rookie right tackle and Evan Neal, who's had a tough year all year, and things aren't getting any better tonight. I knew, Hassan Reddick had talked all week about what this game meant to him as a kid from Camden, went to Temple, had played well in the NFL, played very well in the NFL, but had never played in a postseason game. That this was going to be his first opportunity to play in a postseason game here at the Link in front of his family. You could tell that he really wanted to come out and play tonight. And boy, he had a bang-up first half.
And then lastly, speaking of first half numbers, 258 total net yards for the Eagles against just 64 for the New York Giants. We saw the first time the two teams played with Dallas Goedert in the Eagles lineup, and it was a beatdown again by the Eagles over the Giants, and they eked out a win to get home field advantage in the number 1 seed in that final game of the regular season. When you look at those two games and you look at the addition of Goddard, was it more than that, Barrett, or what would you say the difference was between the first, second, and now tonight?
It has mainly to do with they're just outclassed as far as athletic talent. They're just a more talented team. The Eagles didn't have Dallas Goedert during that time, guys. And towards the end of this season, they just weren't healthy. Well, look at them now. They're healthy now. They went in, accomplished what they needed to accomplish as far as getting more fundamentally sound, getting back to playing that brand of football that we saw earlier in the season. I knew once they got back, they owned this Giants team. We spoke about in the pregame. They own this team. Why would we think any different that it was going to be the way it is right now? I was very confident. In fact, Ray, you should have listened to me when we were talking. I told you this was going to happen, but you're right. You're right. It's the playoff game, and you can't just look towards things. They have to go out there and play the game. But hey, they're just playing an excellent game. They're just a better team. They're far outclassing that Giants team. They're just a dominant team.
Yeah, I think one of the things that you got to mention, Mike, is that in terms of personnel, no question, the Eagles are a much more talented team than the Giants, and we've seen that already now this year. But postseason games just play closer. Playoff games tend to be closer. The game earlier today, you look at the Kansas City Chiefs and the Jacksonville Jaguars, there's a big disparity there too. Obviously, the Chiefs are a better team, but in the end, it was a close game into the fourth quarter. Playoff games just tend to play that way. That's why what we're seeing here tonight is so surprising.
Yes,
Not
it
that
is.
The Eagles are better than the Giants because we knew they were the Giants, but they would dominate them so totally for 30 minutes in a playoff game. That's the unusual thing.
It's a beautiful.
It's because you came back, Ray. It's because you came back.
Ray was worried, everybody, that should the Eagles have been upset tonight, that everyone's going to blame
Everybody's going to blame me. Thank goodness I don't have to worry about that.
The reason you're not going to retire again, Ray. This is it. Right on through the summer and into preseason next year. We have you right here in the booth. All right. Reminder: when the clock hits 0, we're back with Eagles post game live on NBC Sports Philadelphia main channel. We got Ray, we've got Barrett, we've got Reuben Frank, we've got all the interviews from Jalen Hurts to Hassan Reddick to Dallas Goedert, and of course head coach Nick Sirianni, as it looks like the Eagles are going to the NFC Championship game. I got a lot of friends watching right now that are Giants fans, and all I can say is, I'm sorry.
Wow.
We'll see you later.